to another show with Sports with Sean and Kobe today. You know, we got a lot for you today. We're going to start off here talking about the draft again. Sean, what are you thinking in the draft? You know, we all know who's going to be number one, guy, Trevor Lawrence here.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is going to go one. He's the best prospect to come out in probably 10 years, at least, definitely since Andrew Luck. I think two is kind of consensus too. Like everybody's kind of leaning Zach Wilson. That's where I think the Jets are going to go. Not sure about it, but I mean, right now I think 1 and 2 are locked in. What do you think?
I think the same as well. Your Jets definitely going to take Zach Wilson. Need a quarterback there after trading Sam Darnold to the Panthers there. And Trevor Lawrence, everybody knows Trevor Lawrence is a guy going number one with Urban Meyers, and we're going to see great things down there in Jacksonville. So I can't wait to see that happen.
Yeah. And I think Zach Wilson will do really well in Michael Floyd's offense too. He's like they like to it's a lot of yard after catch, and Zach Wilson's super accurate in the short game, so I think he'll do pretty well. Probably gonna be the best 2 quarterbacks in the draft. I don't know. Trey Lance and Justin Fields are super athletic, but that brings us to the next one, number 3, the Niners. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say they're gonna take Mac Jones, just because I've seen a lot of reports saying that they love him so much. And he's that prototypical quarterback, and he's done so well. He did so well last year. He probably should have won the Heisman. I mean, Devonta Smith deserved it, but he's throwing the balls, you know.
So you're saying the 49ers take Mac Jones there?
I think that's a possibility, yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I think the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan like Justin Fields. I feel like Justin Fields will fend that offense well with George Kittle and those guys down there. I mean, Mac Jones could fit in that offense, but I just think the better fit for them is Justin Fields.
But, I mean, I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
So really depending on where the Niners go at 3, you have the 4th pick with the Falcons. I mean, I think they go with a quarterback and have him sit behind Matt Ryan for a year. So that's why I think the Falcons' best option is Trey Lance, because he's one of the most raw prospects in the draft, 100%. There's no debate about it. But I think that if they take Trey Lance at 4, have him sit for a year or 2 behind Matt Ryan, who won an MVP, he's been to the Super Bowl, he's done all this stuff. That'll be really good for him, and I think he could come out and be the next great Falcon quarterback, maybe take him over the hump that the Falcons couldn't get over for so many years. But what do you think about the Falcons?
I actually agree with you on that one. That could definitely happen. I could also see the Falcons trading that pick away to the Broncos, and the Broncos having a QB battle with Trey Lance and Drew Lock, because Drew Lock, he's not just there yet as a quarterback. I mean, he's decent. He showed that he can play and stuff, but I just think Drew Lock is in his own way, and it shows. The Broncos have been struggling this past few years. I mean, they got good receivers. You just got KJ Hamilton, Jerry Jeudy. You got your speed receivers, guys like that. You got a great tight end. What's the tight end in Denver?
Noah Fant.
Yeah, they got Noah Fant. So
Iowa.
You got good targets there. I mean, it's I could see a battle down there in Denver.
Definitely. I mean, I can see that. But you got to take into account the Broncos also pick at 9, which, I mean, this is pretty deep QB class. There's 5 first-round quarterbacks, pretty much guaranteed. And Kyle Trask is, maybe a late-round first. But, at 9, there should be someone there. You should get maybe one of the top 4 guys, you know, depending on how the rest of the draft falls. But, then again, somebody could jump them. So I can see where you're coming from. Next, we got the Bengals. I know you think that they're going to go Jamar Chase, which
I still think that.
I don't agree with you on that. I think that, you saw Joe Burrow almost, their franchise almost died a year ago. Last year, it almost died because Joe Burrow got attacked. He was on the blind side. Penei Sewell is one of the best offensive tackle prospects we've seen in so long. I think that the Bengals take Sewell, and I think that they build up their line for the rest of, Burrow's career. They need, that guy. Everybody has their one guy, Big Ben and Villanueva. You got... I mean, I'm just thinking good tackles now, but DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Taylor Lewan, someone like that, that's gonna just come in and just protect your quarterback for their entire career. So I think that's where they go.
I can see that, but I also think after losing AJ Green, you only got Tyler Boyd over there. You get another receiver.
T. Higgins though.
Oh, you do have T. Higgins.
They have receivers and they're young too. Tyler Boyd's a good young receiver. T. Higgins was a rookie last year, so I don't know. I think the best way to go about it is taking the tackle here, getting Joe Burrow the protection that he so desperately needed last year.
I think the best way would be offensive tackle, but I just feel like they would shock us here and pick Jamar Chase, because Joe Burrow's been pushing it for.
I mean, yeah, I get that. But do you think Joe Burrow obviously Joe Burrow wants Jamar Chase on his team. They were college teammates. They played great together. They had great chemistry. But also, if I'm the quarterback, if I'm in his position, I want to I don't want to get hit. I don't want that. I don't want my season to end early. So I want to go for a tackle that like is going to protect me for the rest of my career. That's how I'm kind of coming at it.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I totally agree. I see your side.
Yeah.
Clearly, but I'm just saying, like, if Jamar Chase gets picked, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
Okay, so I will say this. It could happen. I'd say there's like a 10 to 15% chance to take Chase. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. But I mean, moving on from the Bengals, we have the Dolphins at 6. I think they have to go receiver here. Just get weapons for Tua. I mean,
definitely.
If Jamar Chase is on the board, they take Jamar Chase. If not, I'd probably go Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle, one of those two. But
I definitely see them taking Chase or Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I mean, Devonta Smith had a great season last year, and you can't take that away from him. But I mean, they could take like a Kyle Pitts here too. Like I can see. Actually, no, they have Gesicki still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't need a tight end. But Jamar Chase would definitely. That's my consensus mock pick for the Dolphins, and I think that's most people's.
I'm going Devonta Smith with that one.
I could see Devonta Smith. I mean, he's a burner. He's got wheels. So.
I mean, that championship game, I think if he didn't get hurt late in that third quarter, he might have had like at least 400, 500 yards.
Yeah, he went for like 250 in the first half.
With 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
Nuts. Just a crazy game. Moving on, we got 7, the Detroit Lions. I don't know what they're going to do. They got Jared Goff up there now, new coach, and Dan Campbell. They have a ton of holes. Like, the Lions are just a mess of an organization. So what do you think they do here?
Actually, I think they trade this pick to the Falcons, and the Falcons go Pitts on this one. The Falcons take Pitts. I mean, you got Hayden Hurst. I mean, young tight end, pretty good. But I definitely think they go Pitts here, get another threat for Matt Ryan, and I think that's where they go on this one.
I can see that. I mean, I think there could be a trade here. That's definitely something that could happen. So you're saying after the Falcons trade from 4 to 9, they trade back up to 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then that leaves Detroit at the 9th pick.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say we have the Falcons at 7. Yeah, I could definitely see Kyle Pitts going there. Number 8, we got the Panthers. The Panthers have so many weapons. Like, so many weapons. Their offense is going to be great because, like, one, you have Joe Brady. That's the biggest weapon in football right now. He's just so good at coaching offenses. And they just traded for Sam Darnold. I'm not going to say he's a weapon, but I really hope he does well. I hope the kid succeeds. Like, all love for Sam Darnold. But then they have the best running back in football right now, Christian McCaffrey. They have Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. So, like, I think they could go tackle here maybe, work on the line, like Rashawn Slater maybe.
I think right here, this is where Sewell goes. I think Sewell goes to the Panthers.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think Sewell goes to 5.
I mean, it depends. It depends on who the Bengals pick. If the Bengals pick Chase, Sewell goes here. If the Bengals pick Sewell, then I'd
say Slater. I'd say Slater.
Yeah.
He's the second best tackle for sure.
Yeah. But that's all we have for this segment. We'll be back shortly with the next one after this. And we are back again here. We're on pick number 9. Jalen Waddle. I think here goes to the Detroit Lions. That's who has the pick with this one. Who do you think goes to Detroit?
For Detroit, let's see. I think so we have Detroit at 9. Jalen Waddle's a really good option for sure. I mean, they have to get their receiving corps up. Like, they just lost Golladay to the Giants, so I could definitely see that. I'm going to agree with you, though. I'll take Jalen Waddle. 10, I think this one's pretty
Patrick. They take
certain.
Patrick. They take a cornerback.
Yeah,
that's easy.
Cowboys are certain, for sure. Their secondary it's awful. So, I mean, they need to do something about it, and I think this is the best way to do it. 11, the Giants. I don't know where they go here. I mean, they don't need a receiver anymore. They just got Golladay. They lost a guard, so I mean, like, maybe consider an Elijah Vera Tucker or Wyatt Davis, like someone here, because they just lost Zeitler. Other than that, like, I don't really know, like, where you go, like, for the Giants.
I think they might go edge rusher here.
I can see it, but like their defense is so good already. Like, they have they have Leonard Williams on the inside. Like, their pass rush is already like set, kind of.
Yeah.
But they have so many holes, but so few holes. Like, at the same time, it's so weird. Like, the Giants are such a weird team because you can like put anybody out there, and like you can say like, oh yeah, like that's a good pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could really go anywhere. I'm gonna go with like a Micah Parsons maybe, like a nice like
outside linebacker.
Yeah, like an outside linebacker, like something like that, like a 4-3 covers linebacker. Like, I'll take Micah Parsons to the Giants. What about you?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see him going to New York. Good fit there.
Yeah. Eagles. The Eagles. They need a receiver bad. They always do. They always need a receiver.
They need anything.
They need everything. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Like we talked about this in a couple episodes ago, I think. But like, just blatantly showing that they're tanking.
Oh, of course.
Like
I mean,
first with the game against the Redskins, where they
take out Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
put in McCown,
Yeah.
and then you trade away. You literally lost the game to get the number 6 pick, just to trade away to get the 12th pick. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, just pick up more picks. Like they're in full rebuild mode, and here. So what receivers are on the board? We took Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, and Chase, right?
I think, yeah, Chase. But Chase could still be on the board, honestly, in this one.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think they might take a corner here. I mean, who's in their secondary?
I mean, I could see them going J.C. Horn. Is Darius Slay still on the team or not?
I think Darius Slay's still on the team. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know they lost a corner too to the Patriots, so yeah, I mean, I'll take J.C. Horn at 12 to the Eagles. I like that.
Next we have 13th, the Chargers. I think they might go Slater here, offensive line, get protection for Justin Herbert, because they got the receivers. I mean, you got like Williams, Keenan Allen. You got the receivers. So I think they go offensive line here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Slater's a great pick. It's just you have like one of the best things that you can do as an organization is let's take the Jets for example. Like last year they took Mekhi Becton, this year they're going to take quarterback. Or if you take a quarterback and you take an O-tackle first round the next year, like you just put them together for their entire careers, and they'll grow together, they'll learn together, they'll like become veterans together and like win together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Slater's a great pick at 13. Protect Herbert for the future. 14, we got the Vikings. I think they go edge here.
I do too.
I'm going to take Jalen Phillips from Miami. I think that's a fair pick. I mean, I think he's going to be good. He's super athletic, really good player, gets off the ball quick. So I think Jalen Phillips is a pick here.
15th, we got the Patriots. I think this is where Mac Jones goes.
Okay, I will say this: if Mac Jones doesn't go 3 to the Niners, which is like the only other place I can see him going above this, just because like all the rumors that came out, like they had their entire team at his pro day, everybody was there. Yes, I agree. I think Mac Jones goes here. If Mac Jones goes at 3, they take the best quarterback available, which in my guess would probably be
I think Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would probably be Justin Fields. So yeah, I mean, it's either Mac. They're gonna go quarterback. Cam's not the future. Cam's a good veteran to learn
I
behind.
think he signed, what, a 1-year deal again?
Yeah, I mean, the best mentor Justin Fields could have is probably Cam Newton.
They kind of are similar.
They're very similar.
decently
Cam
mobile
Newton's done it.
quarterbacks.
He won an MVP. He went to the Super Bowl. Like similar to like the Matt Ryan situation. I mean, he's fell off in the past couple of years, but he's still that guy. Like
Yeah.
he still knows what he's doing. So I think the Patriots' number 1 target should be Justin Fields. Cardinals at 16.
They definitely need an O-line.
They need O-line. They need O-line. Protect Kyler. I mean, I'm thinking maybe AVT. Elijah Tucker could go here, the guard from USC. Maybe Wyatt Davis. But Wyatt Davis is falling down boards right now, so
I see Tucker as well.
I like Tucker here at 16.
17, we got the Raiders. I think the Raiders here, they take Micah Parsons.
You think Michael Parsons goes here?
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders, I feel like they're...
So who goes to the Giants at 11 then?
I feel like the Giants will take...
I think Michael Parsons goes higher than 17. I think that's just...
Then I feel like if Mike Parsons goes 11, then Xavier Collins goes to the
I can
Raiders.
see... Okay, I'll give you 3 people I can see the Raiders taking, and I can see the Dolphins taking another one of these players that I'm about to say. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame. Kwity Paye from Michigan. And I'd also go with... who'd you just say? It slipped my mind.
Xavier Collins.
Yeah, Xavier Collins. I think it's one of those 3. But I think they go edge here, linebacker, like just get like boost the defense up. The Raiders are such a mess too. Like they're gonna win 4 games in a row at the beginning of the year next year, and then just go like 7-9, maybe 8-8, or no, 7-10.
Oh, yeah.
17-game season now. That messes
I don't
me
know how I
up
feel
all the
about that.
time.
I don't like that.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Especially because the Super Bowl's now pushed back a week later. So
yeah, and you can't go 500. Like that's like the goal for like a team that won like the Jets. They went 2-14 last year. Like let's go 500 this year. They can't go 500.
it's even year below or above 500
Yeah.
now.
So, Dolphins at 18. Like I said, I think they go with like a Kwity Paye or Xavier Collins or Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, whoever they like the best and is still on the board. I think they go edge here too. What about you?
I agree. They need some type of defense there.
Yeah. Football team, greatest young defensive line in football.
So I think
Montez Sweat, Chase Young, just so good. I mean, I think they go tackle here.
I agree. They go.
Maybe like a
I think
Darius
they go
out.
Alex Leatherwood.
I could see Leatherwood. I could see Darius out. One of those 2, yeah. We got 20. The Bears.
I feel like the Bears go receiver.
I could definitely see them going receiver. I mean, like maybe like a Rashad Bateman. Maybe. I'm trying to think of the other. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, I could see that at 20. 21, we got the Colts. Not really sure what the Colts do here. They're another team that's like, they have holes, but like no holes at the same time. So like,
I feel like
you
the
can go
Colts'
anywhere.
offensive line is pretty good and set there.
Yeah.
They got Carson Wentz as quarterback. You know, you got a nice running back. I feel like they go some type of defense here.
I could see them going like a Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech, the corner. I mean, they just brought back Xavier Rhodes, but like still, I mean, like you can use all the help you can get. 22, we got the Titans. I don't know where the Titans are gonna go. You know, like they have the best running back in the league, probably Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill is like the most perfect quarterback for that system, and then they have a good line. AJ Brown, great receiver. I almost said Corey Davis, but he's a Jet now. They should probably go defense here. They just signed Bud Dupree, so they probably won't go on the outside. I can see them going cornerback, maybe like a Greg Newsome from Northeastern,
I can see
Northwestern.
DB as well.
Yeah.
But that's all we have for this segment again. We'll be back shortly after this break. We are back again here with the 23rd pick. Your New York Jets. What are you thinking here?
I mean, they're such a mess. Like, I mean, they're clearly they are like leading the team in rebuilds right now. So are leading the league, and so many holes. But I think the two biggest holes that the Jets have are cornerback and guard. That I would take at 23. Like, we don't have the best running back in the world, but like, I'm not taking a Najee Harris or Travis Etienne in like this situation that we're in. Obviously, they'd be like a great pick and they'd be super exciting, but I think we take like a Wyatt Davis kind of player here.
Yeah.
Maybe like a corner with upside like Asante Samuel Jr., super good in coverage, super aggressive on the ball. But like, I think that I also think that like we could take one of them and then the other one is there's a good possibility they fall to the second round, 34, and then we get them there. But like, I think overall it's gonna be. It'll be fun to see what the Jets do at 23, but I think it should be corner or guard, and I'm going to say Wyatt Davis here.
All right. I think like you guys could get Travis Etienne maybe in the second round. Travis Etienne's definitely not like a first round draft pick, of course. I see him definitely going in the second round. You guys definitely could pick him up there.
You see, like the way I think about running backs when I'm drafting, like when people are drafting them, right? There's so much value. There's so much value in other positions than there is in running back, because like. If you think about it, any like decent college running back is going to be good in the NFL with a good line. Like obviously there's exceptions. Like Christian McCaffrey deserves to go in the first round. He's a weapon. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley is a weapon. Like there's exceptions, but like someone like a Najee Harris or a Travis Etienne, I don't think they should go in the first round just based on the fact because it's like such a deep class. Like you have guys like Chuba Hubbard that's like going to go in the fourth round, or Jared Patterson from Buffalo who went for 7 touchdowns in one game last year. Like. He's especially like the fifth round. I think that taking a running back when you have so many other holes on offense and defense is stupid almost. Like,
yeah.
Like you can do so much more and like build your team in such a better way, and then you can bring in a Chuba Hubbard in the fourth round, and then he'll be your running back of the future.
I agree. I see running backs like late round picks. I mean, you need like receivers, O-line, secondaries, and like edge rushers.
I mean, like the Terrapins, like Anthony McFarland. Every single running back that goes to the Steelers does well because they have such a good line and they always do well. Anthony McFarland went out there, he played well like
Benny Snell too.
Benny Snell, yeah, like Le'Veon Bell, he had a line, he was one of the best running backs in the league. Doesn't get a line, he's averaging 40 yards a game. So I think that's such a huge part of it. Speaking of the Steelers, 24, we have the Steelers. They've just lost James Conner. They have a very complete team. They're very full. So I could see like this is a team that would take a running back in the first round.
I mean, they already have two running backs. You got Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland. I feel like they got one more running back. They definitely had 4 running backs in their depth chart last season. I remember playing them twice, and they would have like, I'd see a new running back almost every time because James Conner was hurt. You had Benny Snell. I think Samuels was the last guy. Samuels was their other running back.
Jalen Samuels.
Yeah, Jalen Samuels. So I feel like they don't take a running back here. They maybe go defensive wise. Maybe like an edge rusher. You just lost Bud Dupree. Or you take a defensive back maybe.
So could you see? I could see edge rusher. So let's put what about Azeez Ojulari?
I can see him going.
Yeah, I could see it. 25. We got the Jaguars. The Jaguars, another team that just so down bad. They got to rebuild. I mean, I don't know where they go. Like this is a team that you can take anything and you're fine, literally. Anything but a running back.
I think they go receiver here and get Ronald Moore.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that for sure. 26, we got the Browns.
See, now, the Browns were going to get a linebacker, but they just got Jadeveon Clowney, so I don't know where they go here. I mean, you just got another edge rusher. You got Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney coming off the edges. The D-line's set with those guys. What's the one dude's name? It's like Opus something.
Yeah.
Their linebackers, I think their linebackers are set. Their secondary's definitely set. They got Denzel Ward,
Greedy Williams. Who's the safety? They just signed John Johnson.
They got Grant Delp in the secondary as well. So their secondary's good. Their offense is set. I mean, you got Kareem Hunt,
Nick Chubb, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield. We can go on and on about it.
So I think the Browns are pretty much a set team right now. So they're going to be scared in the AFC North, but I'm not scared of the Browns. I mean, every year we're supposed to be scared of the Browns, and we beat them 4 times. Three out of 4 times we played them, so I'm not really worried about that.
No, I agree. I mean, they could go anywhere, really, 100%. 27, your Ravens. I'll let you take this one.
I feel like we go edge rusher here, but maybe we could take a safety, you know. I was hoping we got, like, Malik Hooker out of free agency. We didn't do that. So I definitely could see us taking Travion Morridge from TCU or some type of edge rusher that's there. Hopefully we get somebody so we can complete our defense, because I think our offense is set as of right now. Picking up Sammy Watkins was a big plus, but we definitely need something defensive-wise.
Still need a route runner. Still need a route runner. 100% need a route runner.
Of course, I was hoping like something big. Like I was really hoping for Allen Robinson. That was my go-to right there, Allen Robinson.
But he got tagged and now he's stuck in Chicago for the rest of his life.
Terrible.
But I think the Ravens either go. I think they go defense. I agree with you. I think they should go edge. You know, they just look at Ngakoue and Judon. So it's like a Jason Awa from Penn State. If Azeez Ojari's on the board and the Ravens don't take him, I'll be shocked. Like, he's so athletic, he fits the Ravens scheme perfectly.
So I'm just hoping we take somebody defensively.
Yeah. Saints at 28. I think they go wide receiver here. You know, they're another. Like, I mean, it's like I could see the Saints going quarterback, but like not this late. Like, you got to be bad for 1 year to go quarterback. Like, they have Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. They can work with that. I think they go receiver here. Just add another compliment to Michael Thomas, because Michael Thomas didn't play like that much last year. I can see like a Terrence Marshall out of LSU.
That's the other receiver from LSU, Terrence Marshall. I could definitely see him going there as well.
I think Marshall played in the slot when they won the national championship with Jefferson and Chase on the outside. Packers at 29. I don't know where the Packers go here.
I think they could go on here.
Maybe like a Leatherwood if he's still on the board. Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame.
Christian Darsaw.
Yeah. So someone like that. I saw another name on here. I haven't heard of him yet, but Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State. All right, so we got 3 more picks in the first round. 30, we got the Bills. I mean, I'm so happy for the Bills, man. I as a Jet fan, I'm supposed to hate them, but I love the Bills too. I think they go edge here. I think they should go like an edge or like a maybe a corner, like just something on the defensive end, because their offense is so high powered already. I mean, I could see like Joe Tyron out of Washington, someone like that. Chiefs at 31, gotta go O-line. Gotta go O-line. They just got Thuney. I think they're in the same position. They can take a Tevin Jenkins, a Liam Eichenberg, Christian Darrisaw, he's still there, like someone like that.
And then 32, we got the Buccaneers. I think they might go corner here. I mean, they're bringing out all 22 starters, but I think they go corner here and get Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech, and that's the last pick of the draft. I think that's what happens here.
Okay, I will say this. If Caleb Farley's on the board at 23 and the Jets don't take him, we'll be very upset.
But that's what we have for this segment here. We'll be back shortly with the next one. All right, we're back here. We're going to talk about the over and under for our teams and how we think we feel about our schedules here. Do you want to start off with your team, the Jets?
Yes, I will. Jets right now are sitting at 6.5, and I'm gonna say this as a nerd, I guess, just analytically, I'm gonna say under, just based on the season I had last year. But as a fan, I'm gonna say over. So I'm gonna say over, just over 6.5 wins. I mean, I think that we lose to the Bills twice. I think we split with the Dolphins, so that's 1-3. I think we can beat the Patriots twice this year. I think this is the year.
You think you can beat the Patriots twice?
I do. I mean, if Zach Wilson's like who he says he is, and the defense does like they take that next step with Salah and Early coming in, you know, Carl Lawson off the edge. We have a great young defensive line. Get a corner in the draft. You know, like secondary's good. We have Marcus May, Ashton Davis. I think that we can beat the Patriots twice. So I'll put us at 500 right there, 3-3. Jaguars, we're gonna beat the Jaguars. So 4-3. Titans. I don't know about that one. But
I think that might be an L for you
yeah,
guys on that
I
one.
just think Derrick Henry's going to run all over us. So put us 4-4. The Bengals, I think we beat the Bengals. I
mean, you are home for that one, so I
We're
can
home
definitely
for
see
the Bengals, so I could definitely see it. The Buccaneers were going to get blown out by, the Saints were going to get blown out by, and then we're going to beat the Eagles. So right there, we're already at 5 wins. Then the 5 away home opponents, we have the Broncos, who I think that's a very winnable game. So let's put us at 6 right there. The Colts, I'll say it's an L, whatever. You know, we'll move on. The Texans, Deshaun Watson, who knows if he's going to play or not. We're going to beat the Texans.
I can definitely see that
We're going
happening.
to beat the Texans. So
I
that's
mean,
7.
I think Tyrod Taylor would be the quarterback. I think Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can definitely beat the Texans. I mean, they have a new coach who is just oblivious to everything, and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh my
so
God, he can't even.
you can't even like address the press properly.
Can't even.
The worst one addressing the press is the Eagles' new coach, the guy from the Colts. Like he like came out in his like post like right after he got his signed, he got his contract. He came out for an interview with the press. He just said his answer to everything was like, "We're here to win. That's it." And then like they asked him another question, he said the same exact thing over and over and over again. He couldn't communicate for anything.
You know who has a scary coach to the Lions? Dan Campbell.
Oh my God, he's crazy, man.
That dude is wild.
Dan Campbell is crazy. I mean, like, he's said some really, really weird stuff, and like, I mean, like, I feel like it would get like people fired up though. So.
I mean, he might get them fired up, but like.
It's still weird. I hear where you're coming from, but.
I could definitely see him running through the locker room door, like actually breaking down the door.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it is.
Last 2 away opponents for the Jets to round it out. We have the Falcons. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what they're doing. Like, if it's late in the season and they're like just like throwing Trey Lance in, like, or whoever they draft this year, like they just put him in there and they let him like go with the Wolves. I think we beat them. If it's Matt Ryan, I say we probably lose, just because I don't know if our defense is ready to face Matt Ryan. Then the game I'm most excited for next year is the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold's revenge game. In Carolina. I mean, Carolina Stadium is super nice. I've been there once. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see Sam succeed. Obviously, I want to beat them, and I think we will beat them. I'll say that. And that brings us up to 8 wins, so my over was right. But, I'd love to see Sam, like, almost, like as much as I love the Jets, and I love the Jets more than I love Sam Darnold, but I love Sam Darnold. Like, it wouldn't be, like, the worst thing in the world to see Sam Darnold come out and, like, beat the Jets. Like, just to see, like, show that he's turned it around. It would also really hurt to see him, like, throw, like, a 97-yard touchdown to Robbie Anderson. That would suck. Like, really, really bad.
That'd be painful.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So what does that put you guys at? 8-9?
8-9.
So just below 500 with the new.
But that's what I said before. I mean, if you were 2-14 last year, the Jets had a pitiful season. They were awful all year long. Went 2-14, like won like a couple games at the end of the year, like whatever. But we go 2-14. Like a goal should be like 8-8 and like or 500. Obviously, we can't get 500 anymore, which is so annoying. But like 8-8 or 8-9 now is like that should be the goal for the next year. And then after that, it should be make the playoffs. Like you keep building through the draft, and you make the playoffs, and you keep building through free agency in the draft, and you win a playoff game, and then you make it to the Super Bowl, and then you win the Super Bowl. That's how a rebuild should go. So, I think if we go 8-9 next year, we'll be on pace for the proper rebuild, which I think Joe Douglas is trying to do.
I can see that happening. So for the Ravens here, got us. I think we're supposed to be at 11, and I can definitely see that happening. I mean, our schedule. Play Cincinnati twice. We're not going to lose to Cincinnati. We're going to shut down Joe Burrow. I think Patrick Queen rocks Joe Burrow once again. We played Cleveland twice.
You know, that's why you want him to get Jamar Chase. You want Joe Burrow to get hurt again. I get it now.
I can definitely see us going 1-1 with Cleveland, but you never know with Cleveland. I mean, I feel like Cleveland has had the better team than us over the past few years, but they just don't execute it well. I mean, first game of the season last year, we blow them out at home. I mean, no fans, so there's no like home field advantage. We just blow them out at home. Late in the season, we have a late game with them, back and forth. Lamar Jackson comes out of the so-called bathroom with cramps, and throws a game-winning, game-time touchdown pass. I mean, no, game-leading touchdown pass. I mean, they score quick though. I mean, our defense just sold us there. But then, Josh Tucker, the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend.
Best kicker in the league.
Best kicker in the league, of course. Other than the playoff game against the Bills, don't know what happened there. But so you never know with Cleveland. Pittsburgh, I think we beat them twice. I think we get a revenge and beat Pittsburgh twice. I mean, you got Big Ben, he's old there. I feel like we can shut down Juju and Chase Claypool. I mean, Marcus Peters and Marlon we own them.
All right, so let's say you stood on the Steelers' offense. I mean, the Steelers' defense is legit. Like, they are very good, and they're very, very talented. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think you guys have split. I don't think you beat them twice, but
I could see a split, but I definitely hoping we beat them twice and could see
I'll give you this. I think the Ravens are going to win the North next year. But I will say this. I think you beat the Bengals twice, and then out of the Browns and the Steelers, you beat one of them twice, and one of them you split with.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And then we have LA at home, so I see us beating LA at home. It's at home. You know, we got like home field advantage in Baltimore is great. The Packers, I feel like we dropped that game to the Packers, and we play the Chiefs again at home. I just don't see us beating the Chiefs. We struggle with the Chiefs too much. I just don't see us beating the Chiefs. We got LA again. I see us beating LA. I feel like LA just can't mess with us. The Raiders aren't good. I don't see us losing the Raiders. I feel like the Dolphins put up a great fight, but we come out on top of that one. Detroit, I don't see Detroit beating us. Jared Goff, we own Jared Goff, so I don't see us beating. The Colts, I could see us beating the Colts, especially with Carson Wentz as a quarterback there. Who else is there? You got
Bears.
The Bears.
W. I mean, I think the over for the Ravens hits easily, 100%.
Yes, but that's all we have time for this segment. We'll be like shortly with the next one. We're back again here. We're gonna start off with we're gonna come back here and talk about the NBA.
Yeah, a little NBA roundup right now. You know, I think we should make this like an every week segment.
I do too.
A little NBA roundup at the end of the show. We'll talk Eastern Conference first. We got Sixers in the first, Nets in the second, third is the Bucks. I don't think that's changing. I think that's going to be like it's going to stay there for the rest of the season. I don't see anybody else like getting up there. And then, as it has been all season, 4 to 9 is where it gets really interesting, because you have teams that are 30 wins, 29 wins, 28 wins, 27 wins, 26 wins, and like any team can go. And you just don't want to be the team that ends up in the 7 to 10 spot, because then you're not guaranteed to make the playoffs. You only get to play in tournament. So, I am going to say this. Don't look now, but the Knicks are getting hot. They've won 4 in a row.
I mean,
and they're going to win 5 in a row tonight against the Mavericks.
The Wizards won 2 straight, and we're only I think we're only 1 game away from that playing game. I mean, the Bulls are at 22, Toronto's at 22, and we're at 21.
Yeah, you're a game back from the playing game. That's another thing right there. I mean, the race for like the 9 seed and like above is going to be like super tight, but then like you get to the 10 seed and there's 3 or 4 teams that can like compete for that playing spot, which is actually pretty interesting. The East is so competitive this year, and it hasn't been like this in so long. And I'm very happy about it too, because it reminds me of like the old days, like when the East was like really good, when they had LeBron, they had Melo on the Knicks, they had Paul George on the Pacers, like that was good days, and now it's like getting back to that. So I'm pretty excited about it.
I can't wait. I mean, the Wizards, seriously, don't look now. We might shock the world. I mean, Westbrook and Beal are turning up right now.
Well, I mean, they should. They have 2 All-Stars, really. I mean, Russell Westbrook won the MVP a couple years ago. Bradley Beal is one of the best scorers in the league. Still think he's going to be a Knick this offseason, though. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the Wizards making a run. I could also see like a team like maybe like the Raptors making a run. They have so much the Raptors have so much like chemistry, and they have so many people coming back from that team that won an NBA championship 2 years ago. Like they lost Kawhi, they lost a couple other like pieces here and there, but like they still have like the heart and soul. Like Kyle Lowry is the heart and soul of that team.
Oh yeah.
And they have like young guys like Gary Trent's on that team, I think. They got another person in that trade for Norman Powell. But the Raptors can make a run. The Bulls can make a run. They have a ton of talent. And then above that, you get like the Heat. They won the East last year, and now they're the 7th seed. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, maybe they were just a bubble team. You never know.
And I could say Charlotte making a run. I mean, if LaMelo comes back, I think he's supposed to come back maybe during the playoffs. Like, I mean, the wrist injury is pretty bad, but I don't think it's too bad. So where he can't come in the playoffs and make an it factor for that team. So
if LaMelo comes back, I mean, the Hornets could be the 4th seed literally. If LaMelo's playing right now, I have the Hornets at the 4th seed over the Hawks, guarantee you. Like, I mean, they're playing decent. I mean, actually no, they're not. They've lost 3 in a row, but like, they're 4-6 in the last 10. I think Melo got out like probably 10 to 15 games ago, so I could definitely see the Hornets making a run if Melo isn't injured. But if he stays out, I don't see them going anywhere far. And I could see like the Hornets and the Pacers kind of falling off, and then like the race for that 7th seed is going to kind of become between like the Hawks, Celtics, Knicks, and the Heat. And I think nobody wants to be there, obviously. So you never know. We'll see what happens. But you want to move on to the West?
Yeah.
So let's go to the West. The West is super top heavy. Best team in the league, the Jazz, 41-14. You got the Suns, who are 40-15 right now. I think the Suns are the best team in the West. So
I agree. This Chris Paul effect.
It is the Chris Paul effect. I mean, if you think about it, like Chris Paul, I think I've said this before, but he's the perfect player to come in for the Suns. They have so much young talent that they have Devin Booker, they have DeAndre Ayton, they have McCall Bridges. They have so many people that like could be so good in the league. Devin Booker's already really good, but like Chris Paul, he comes in and he's making that team be so good. They've only lost 15 games for a reason, and that reason is Chris Paul.
Makes the team better.
Yeah, 100%. He has to. It's obvious. 3 seed, we got the Clippers, 39-18. This one is kind of the same. It's like the top 3 are going to win.
Clippers have been playing good. I mean, with Rajon Rondo, it's kind of weird. The games Rajon Rondo has played in, they've been 6-0. So like, the Clippers are starting to heat up now, starting to play as a team and get better. Because before, like a week ago, we were talking about how the Clippers didn't look too good. They were losing so many games. And
but I mean, the Clippers always choke in the playoffs. Like they're not going to win. They're not going to do much. They don't win the playoffs. Playoff PG is just
terrible,
awful. 4 seed the Nuggets. I feel bad for the Nuggets, man. It sucks. Jamal Murray tearing his ACL.
That's gonna be.
This could have been the year they came out of the West. Like they're a good team, and I think they're gonna be back. But like, that just sucks so bad.
I don't see him making. I see him making it to like 2nd round tops.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic is still gonna carry. I mean, he's the MVP of the league right now. Like, Joel Embiid missed too many games. I think Jokic kind of has it unlocked. But I feel bad for the Nuggets. Lakers at 5, super interesting because they start winning. You know, we were talking about this before we came on. LeBron and AD get hurt. They get hurt. Lakers still do good.
And their bench single-handedly beat KD, Kyrie, and the Nets. I mean, I don't think James Harden played that game.
Yeah.
But still, you're beating KD and Kyrie without AD and LeBron. This just shows something that once those two come back, you gotta watch out.
Yeah, 100%. Got the Trailblazers at 6, Mavericks at 7, Grizzlies at 8, Warriors at 9, Spurs at 10. Like that, they're kind of like in the teams competing for that play-in spot. You can throw the Pelicans in there too. The Pelicans are choke artists, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, like they'll be up 20 points before the first half is over, and then
they blow it.
They lose by 10. It just makes no sense. Like it happened the other night. The Knicks beat them by 10 points. The Pelicans were up by like at least 12, I think. So the Pelicans just choke every game. So I don't see them going very far. The Blazers, playoff Dame is one of the best players in the league. So I mean, they could definitely do something in the playoffs.
They can go far.
Damian Lillard is the most clutch player in the league.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we can argue that. So like, if they're playing a team close, like Damian Lillard gets the last shot, it's going in.
It's game over.
Yeah, it's going in. It's game time.
He sent home Westbrook,
Paul George,
two back-to-back years. So
I mean, that one shot on Paul George where he like shot from half court, that was nuts.
Waved him goodbye.
That was nuts. Gosh. I was shocked. And then, yeah, I mean, the West is definitely shaping up though. The Mavericks, they got Luka and KP.
Luka, I don't know how that went in. Luka's just something else.
It's Luka. I mean, it's magic. It's just magic. Luka magic. I mean, the Mavericks are super good. They're a talented team. Rick Carlisle's a great coach, and then Luka's one of the best players in the league. Kristaps is a good role player. Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, like all those players, they're all good. But I thought the Mavericks were going to be way better this year. I thought they were going to take the next step. They didn't, which is kind of surprising for me.
See what happens there. Memphis and the Warriors. I mean, Curry's carrying that team, of course.
He's got him on the back. He's got him on his back. I mean, Curry's carrying, but like Draymond is the heart and soul of that team. I mean, like you just see the raw emotion in Draymond's face, and he's gotten so much worse than he was like in 2017. But I mean, the Warriors could make a little run because Steph Curry is just that good.
Yeah.
Like it's insane, and everybody else on the team is terrible. I think Andrew Wiggins, like he'll miss a shot. He'll take a shot, and I just know it's not going in. That's all the time we have for this segment, though. So we'll be back to talk about some retirements in the NBA and the NFL.
All right, our last segment here of the day, we're going to talk about LaMarcus Aldridge and Julian Edelman. We're going to start off here with Aldridge. Shocking, out of nowhere.
Regular heartbeat. I mean, it's actually very sad. You know, like LaMarcus Aldridge. I feel like he's one of those players like you grow up and you just like he never was your favorite player, but you always knew he was in the league and he was really good. But like, it's just now, it sucks. He's done. You know, I mean, and it came so like out of the ordinary. He just signed with the Nets. Just got on a super team, was probably going to try and get a ring before his career was over.
I definitely think this was a year he could have got his ring. And
yeah, this was the one. Nowhere. This was the one, and then this happens. I mean, I feel like maybe if he was on the team longer, they would have given him one still, but like now, there's no way. I mean, there's no way, and I feel terrible for him because this was his year.
Yeah, he said he experienced it during the Lakers game, had the irregular heartbeat, and that was his final appearance with the team. And he said that now he's just going to worry about his family and health now. Basketball is over for him.
Yeah,
so feel bad for the guy, but you got to do what you got to do, and stuff just happens. That's life.
Yeah, I mean, he's 35, you know. As you get older, you got to start worrying about that stuff more than, like, there's some things that are bigger than basketball.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of them, so his health is certainly more important than, you know, like, I mean, maybe not for everybody, but, like, at least for me, like, at 35 years old, like, I'm going to try and get my health right before I try and run a ring and, like, spend time with my family.
Of course, I mean, you don't know how long you have here. I mean, it's
exactly.
Life.
We've seen that, like, Kobe Bryant, shocking, you know, like, one of the most sad deaths I've ever experienced, and, you know, you want to just make sure you're good.
Yeah.
But on to a more, like, let's get away from the serious note for a little bit. Let's talk about Julian Edelman. He had a great career. He failed a physical, and he came out, said he retired. I have two questions for you. We'll do 3 questions about Julian Edelman. First one, do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
No, I do not think that Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he had a great career, but he's just not a Hall of Famer. He's no Jerry Rice, Megatron type receiver. I mean, put up great numbers. He was a great return man, great receiver, but he's just not a Hall of Famer type receiver.
Okay, does he have Hall of Fame moments?
Oh, of course. He definitely has Hall of Fame moments. I mean,
the
number
catch
one,
against
the Falcons,
Super
Bowl,
yeah,
definitely a Hall of Fame moment.
He won the Super Bowl MVP as a receiver. That's kind of like where I'm at. Like the thing is like I personally don't think Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer, but I also don't think that Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if you think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
I think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
But like then like you can't say Julian Edelman's not a Hall of Famer because personally I think that like winning 3 rings and a Super Bowl MVP as a wide receiver is more impressive than winning 2 rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs as a quarterback.
But here's the case.
That's just me.
Here's the case why I think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. His first Super Bowl ring was against the undefeated Patriots. I mean, that team, everybody had him going 17-0. He shocks the world. I mean, he makes literally one of the greatest Super Bowl moment plays ever. Gets out of a sack, is getting pulled down, breaks out of a sack, throws it up to Tyreek Phillips. I think it was Tyree Phillips. David Tyree, and he makes the helmet catch. I mean, that is one of the greatest moments in the Super Bowl.
It's one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history, but then again, like they're down 20-3 of the Falcons, and then Julian Edelman just goes off in the second half, and he has that moment, and he makes that catch against the Falcons. So, I think like just personally speaking, I think that 3 rings, 1 Super Bowl MVP as a wide receiver, like that's the only like the difference here is like the positional differentiation. So, I think that 3 rings and a Super Bowl MVP as a wide receiver is more impressive than 2 rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs as a quarterback, because like a quarterback wins a Super Bowl MVP almost every year. So that's kind of where I'm at. All right, next question. Do you think? All right, this is weird. I saw this on Instagram the other day, and it was like the comments were super split. You can pick 2 careers: Calvin Johnson or Julian Edelman.
That's a tough one. I mean, Calvin Johnson had a great career, but ended it short.
Well, he's one of the best receivers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You have to give Calvin Johnson that. Megatron, great years with Matt Stafford, like when they were both super young. But I'm gonna take the 3 rings in the Super Bowl MVP. I think.
I think I'm doing the same. I mean,
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson did have a Hall of Fame career, but I don't think Calvin Johnson even made the playoffs in his career. Didn't make the playoffs. Didn't even get it, and then ended his career shortly. I mean, Julian Edelman played longer, played with the best quarterback in the NFL, and won MVP and 3 Super Bowls. So I'm gonna go with you and agree with Edelman. I'm gonna go with Edelman on this.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Edelman's career.
On top of that, you have Edelman's such a great story too, because he was a 7th round draft pick.
Quarterback from Kent State.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. He comes out. They're like, oh, we can use him as a return man. Maybe we'll put him in the secondary. He starts as a return man. He's getting his reps in. He takes over Wes Welker's spots. Wes Welker's gone, and now he's Brady's guy for 10 years. Like,
I definitely think Julian Edelman was the better guy than Wes Welker for Brady.
Yeah. I mean, Wes Welker was great, and he had a good career too. But like, I think that like, I was listening to a podcast the other day actually, and they said that instead of just one of the receivers getting in, the Patriots wide receivers, like their core from the Brady years, like Danny Amendola, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman,
Chris Hogan.
Yeah, like those guys, they should get a bus just 4 heads together, just because they were the receivers during the Brady period, and they all won like a ton of rings.
But here's the thing, I feel like Brady made Edelman better. I mean, just look at it. You had Danny Amendola and Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan played lacrosse. Chris Hogan wasn't even a football player, and Brady made him look like a semi-all-star receiver. And then Danny Amendola, I mean, you don't even hear anything about this dude anymore. So I feel like Brady made these guys better. So that's why I think that Julian Edelman, because when Julian Edelman played with Cam for the short amount of time, you didn't hear much about Julian Edelman. He didn't do much. He didn't play that great.
He got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt
this past year. So,
but that short time he did play with him, I just think that Brady made these guys better. So that's why I don't think they're Hall of Famers. I mean,
I agree with you that Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer, but I think that the just like as like a joke, like the Brady receiving core should be in the Hall of Fame.
This should be called the Brady Bunch, really.
Yeah, like the Brady Bunch should be in the Hall of Fame. They've gotten it's far fetched for sure, but it's not at the same time. Like I can see like the NFL Football Hall of Fame is such a joke. Like the baseball is so hard to get into, but like the NFL is a joke, and like I could see them doing something stupid
if
like
Chris
that.
Hogan gets in the NFL Hall.
But it wouldn't be Chris Hogan. It wouldn't be Chris Hogan. It would be. I don't think Chris Hogan deserves to be in it either. I think that like it's got to be like his guys. Like Danny Amendola was his guy for a couple years. Julian Edelman was his guy for 10 years. Wes Welker was his guy. I mean, Randy Moss already made the Hall of Fame, but like the last 4 that he won with the Patriots, whatever it was, like his guys there, like I think that they should get a bus together. Maybe even throw Gronk in there. Gronk's gonna get his own bus.
Oh, I definitely think Gronk could be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you can put him in a receiving core. He was part of it.
Gronk should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Now that guy, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
I mean, what about? I know the NFL does like they don't just have Hall of Fame football players. They have Hall of Fame football contributors. I think there's 2 people. I mean, like Julian Edelman can easily be one because he's the coolest guy ever, and he's given us so many great moments. Second person I think could be a Hall of Fame football contributor, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh my God, yes. He's played on so many teams and done so much for teams.
Yeah,
I definitely see that.
I mean, he's like the biggest contributor to football in the last 20 years. Like he's given us so many great moments. It's just so fun to watch Fitzpatrick, and it's just a great time. Yeah, but that's going to be the end of our show. So you guys can listen live at cougarradio.net. Follow us on Instagram and give us a like on Facebook at Cougar Radio. Subscribe on YouTube and Spotify to watch and listen to all our podcasts.
And that's all we have for today. We'll be back next Friday with another show.